Hey, Dave LeCalio from HeadGames Motorworks. Today I got a special one for you. We are going to pocket port the China Bee. Check it out. I want to briefly go over the port. I really like the China head because they use this divider. It almost comes all the way out here. And they do the same thing on the top. Now, it's a B16 copy, you would say, but it has a twist. The twist is the short turns. On a B16, these are the short turns here. So on the B16, these are actually the outside short turns are different than the inside short turns. The outside short turns are shorter than the inside ones. And actually, the inside ones are the better of the two. This China head, all the short turns are not only the same, but they're raised, and it comes out a lot better. Great for flow. It's a China Bee. This is one you can find on eBay. It's like 400 bucks. It's a great cylinder head. Now, they do come with some machining done to them. They have a decent valve job, and it looks kind of like a pocket port. So this area here, most crucial area of any cylinder head. Now, we didn't measure it yet, but let's see what they do for their valve to throat ratio. You can also see that this particular head, we welded up all the water jackets because it's going on a sport front wheel drive car. The only thing I don't really like about the China head is, as I said, it's machined, but this area right here is a sharp angle. Air does not like sharp angles, so we're going to shape that and make it a nice round turn. We're going to do the same thing on the intake side, just to get an idea where we are. And we put this in here. And again, we're just measuring until it stops. Call it 1109, 1110. We'll go 1110. So we're going to go 11110. Divide that by 1300 and equals 85%. That's pretty good. Keep in mind what I said before. We are not really going to change the size of it. We're changing the shape. A lot of times, it's really not the size of things that need to be bigger. Everybody thinks they need bigger is better, but in reality, in this situation, we just need to make it shaped and transitioned better. I made these lines here so you can see how far you should really be grinding when you're doing the bowl area. So we don't want you to really grind anything past this, because once you're grinding, if you go past it, you actually have to push to go up this way. And that's not what we want, because then we're going to leave a big ledge up here. But this is also why, either way, you're actually going to leave a ledge, and why I start with the bowl first. Grinder, Makita GDO 603. We're going to start off with the HeadGames 1/2 inch Super Spiral. Check this out. Now, we ground it. It's a rough grind, but as you can see what I was talking about, you can only naturally go to here. So this is no pressure at all on the grinder. For me to go any farther, which I've seen people do on the YouTube and online, you actually have to move it in an unconventional way. Your body does not move that way. You just have to follow your body, not the head. Work smarter, not harder. Now it's time for some short turns. Short turns are tricky. Pay attention. Let's talk about what I did. Now this is just roughing in. So a lot of people try to make it perfect right off the bat. I don't think that's necessary. At least that's not how I do it. I just rough it in. I widened the short turn. So, and you also blended in what I just did on the other side of the bowl. And this is perfect. We don't need to make it so it's perfect right off the bat, but I widened the turn right here in the corners, and the rest of it is just blended. Now you can see the difference. This is how it came. As I said, it has a very sharp edge there on the short side, and now we are all blended in. Whenever you're doing short turns, it is possible, because of the shape of the turn, that you'll leave a little ridge right about here. And it's very easily fixed because you can just go from the port side and lightly go over it and just blend it into the port itself. You just want to make sure that you're not going to flatten it, but as long as you're still roughing in and you go over a slight speed, you should be good. Now everything's roughed in, we're going to switch it over to the HeadGames 3/8 double cut burr, and we're going to put it at a low speed and just blend everything back in. I'm going to start off where I just left off in the short turn, and that way I can blend everything in. Everything will be perfect. We'll measure it and you'll see. I thought it's worth mentioning that whenever you're porting, use a marker if you're just starting out. Now I don't use it because, well, I've been doing it long enough, I can see all of the consistencies. I can actually see thousandths of an inch with my eye, but if you need like a magic marker to make your place, so that way everything is uniform, it just looks better. Take notice when I did this, I did one motion, I did one wall at a time, and I brought it to about in the middle, and then I would do the other wall right to the middle, and then I did the middle. You really need to do that not only for consistency, but to blend everything in. So we're going to measure this again, see where I'm at, and I'll take a note that it is consistent as well. So hats off to the head porter. We were at 956 before, and then we are at 970. So we took out 15 thousandths. Totally not a big deal. And if anything, it just gets us closer to our goal. You'll see here that I tagged the backside of the guide boss. I tagged the backside of the guide boss trying to do the short turns. The burr hit this a little bit. Now, if there was actually a valve guide here, I just want you to notice that all of this wouldn't be able to be blended in because the guide would be here and you wouldn't be able to hit it. So all this and the short side wouldn't be able to be shaped correctly. Knocking the guides out is really the best option. Now we're going to switch over to the intake side. The intake side, we are going to use the HeadGames 5/8 high helix burr, 6-inch, but we cut it down. But this is going to be used because it's a bigger area. It's going to be able to keep the bowl round. The intake short turns are really cool. They're also better than the regular B16. They're a little taller, but it does need to be widened up a little bit for my taste and blended in. As you can see, there's like this big ridge here, and it's in all of them. So we're going to blend all that in. Now, I'm doing it with the big burr. I suggest if you are a novice, do it with our HeadGames 1/2-inch burr because you will mess this up quickly. I'm going to try to show something. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but on the corners of the turn, this is exactly what I was talking about. On the other side, again, You see how it kind of comes together right here in the turn? That's the radius that you want to try to keep that radius right here. One more thing, get used to using your finger. Your finger can feel a lot of things. It can feel bumps. It can feel different transitions that you need to fix. And if you get comfortable using your finger and you start feeling things and seeing things, everything's going to come out a lot nicer. Just like the exhaust side, we're going to switch it over to the HeadGames 3/8 double cut burr to blend everything in and make it nicey nice. Now when you guys watching me grind, you might have noticed that there is this little spot here that didn't clean up. Now, we're not gonna worry about this right here. We might not worry about it at all. It might never clean up, but we're definitely not gonna do it by hand, because if we do, the chances are, after we measured it, we already know, this could make it too big and then you're stuck. You can always take it out, but you can't put it back in. Now, some of you keyboard commandos are gonna be looking at this video and you're going to see that I tagged the seat a little bit. This is not going to mean anything. At the end of the day, this thing still needs guides and it's going to get a valve job, and this will all get machined away. So it's fine that I just tagged it a little bit. What you don't want to do is hit all the way up here, then you have some issues. It's important to always just measure your stuff. Just make sure that you're consistent and that you didn't hog too much out of it. That does it for us today. I hope you learned something, and I appreciate you watching. If you watched to this point, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always in the comments. Tell me what I did right. Tell me what I did wrong. We're not going to get into theories, so maybe you keyboard commandos can stay away. I don't know. But we're going to be doing a bunch of these. Talk to you soon. Toodles.